Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video session on daily news and editorial analysis dated 13th of December. Through this video session, I'll be discussing the important news and editorial both from the Hindu and Indian Express. The analysis and the discussion in the news will especially cater and help all the aspirants who will be appearing for the Civil Services examination, State Public Service Commission examination conducted by various state commissions, and one day examination, which is again organized by different stances of the state and union. So, through this analysis, we'll see the important point, the vital information which is relevant for your competitive examination. And before I proceed further, just like to tell you that the UPSC upcoming prelims examination for 2024 is scheduled at 26th of May, right? This is as per the calendar of the UPSC which has been released quite long time. तो आपके लिए ज़रूरी है कि आप ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा MCQs के सवाल प्रैक्टिस करें and to ensure that you are practicing good quality questions which is at par with the UPSC, we have come up with a dedicated program known as Nishchay. So Nishchay is an all India test series program where we are providing 4900 plus questions. Along with that, we have discussions on this part. The demo test will be also there and free magazine for content enrichment. So this will give you a complete package for the upcoming prelims examination, ensuring that you conquer the upcoming UPSC prelims 2024, right? For more details, you can refer to our website. If you instantly want to register, do check out this QR code for the registration purposes. Now we'll proceed with the highlights of the news, then the detailed analysis of news will accordingly be discussed. So the highlight of the news first is about the Prime Minister that has come up with the Global AI Summit, something again important that called for a lot of innovations in terms of AI. The second important news talks about the recent bill for the appointment of Chief Election Commissioners and Election Commissioners to the Election Commission of India. We'll see the detail to this. Some controversy was also there and the opposition has made a walkout after the passage of this bill. The third important news that is about the reservation for women in Puducherry and J&K Assembly. This invariably called for women empowerment and women participation in the legislative process. The second last news talks about a report which was released by FAO, and this is something which called that 74% of India could not afford the healthy diet in 2021. We'll see the detail to the complete report from the examination point of view. And we'll conclude the session with editorial that talks about the patent inclusions. कुछ specific sections है patent act के, उसको देखेंगे मद्रास हाई कोर्ट की क्या rulings रही है. So these all will be today's discussion. Let's get started with a detailed analysis of the news one by one. So the first news is Prime Minister that has come up with the inaugurations of the Global AI Partnership Summit. The Prime Minister has actually inaugurated the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence at Bharat Mandapam in New Delhi, right? So this is a venue where actually G20 was organized. So this has become important. The venue sometimes again relevant for one day examination. Now, focus area की बात करें, for any summit which is taking place, there is a set of design focus area and roadmap for the summit. So the summit will specifically look into the part of talented from the part of AI, specifically India की अगर age group की बात करें, in the age of where we have a demographic dividend, we need to potentially harness people for the age of AI. And जो tech talent है from India will be again taken into consideration for augmenting the overall AI, the part of operations that is there. प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने इसके अलावा ये भी कहा है कि जो पर्टिनेंट इश्यूज है विद रिगार्ड्स टू एआई दैट इज आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, उसको लेकर के जो ग्लोबल एआई एजुकेशंस के करिकुलम, इफ यू लुक एट द हायर एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन इन इंडिया HEIs की अगर बात करें, इन्होंने भी कहा था कि एआई की जो स्टडीज है, इवन द मशीन लर्निंग, राइट, और जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस है, they all will be taken into considerations, and this will call for a watermark product for the Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence Summit. Now, Prime Minister categorically highlighted the danger of the terrorist getting access to AI tool. अभी recent में हमने deep fake के बारे में cases देखे थे. The Prime Minister himself was morphed in a video where he was being witnessed performing Garba, which actually was a morph video. Some celebrity were also, I'm talking about the national level, international level पे कई ऐसे बड़े celebrities हैं जिनकी deep fake videos या audios viral हुए. So we definitely need to concern and take the cognizance of the fact that द AI डेफिनेटली पोज अ थ्रेट, तो उसको किस तरह से हम साइबर सिक्योरिटी और डेटा थ्रिफ्ट में बचाएं, ये इसके लिए भी बात की जाएगी. The multi-sections of the diverse topic, which include AI, global health, education and scaling, AI and data governance, ML, that is the machine learning workshop, among the other things that will be organized during the summit. So this will be a wholesome umbrella summit which call for the entire regulation of the AI. Along with that, AI के साथ जो जो entities involved है उनके regulations या उन पे basically detailed discussions की भी बात की गई है. Now, there's an organization called Global Partnership on Artificial Intelligence. ये एक international initiatives है जो कि promote करती है responsible and human-centric development with the use of artificial intelligence. Now, this become important for prelims examination. Directly, there can be MCQs in the upcoming prelims. तो जो GPAI है, that actually bridge the gap of AI theory and supporting the cutting edge research in terms of applied research and focusing on the AI related priorities. कुछ member countries की अगर बात करें, this include 25 member countries, which include these are the list of the countries. You can even check the countries. Just to give you an highlight that India has actually joined GPAI as a founding member in 2020. Again, something important. अगर आपसे पूछा जाए इंडिया मेंबर है या नहीं, definitely India is a member of GPAI. The Secretariat of GPI is hosted at OECD, Organization for Economic Development and Cooperation. So they're actually looking for coordinating with the partnerships and collaborating efforts and initiatives. Now, aim or objectives की अगर बात करें GPI की, first and something, I mean, this become important for your mains examination. Mains में direct अगर आपसे पूछा जाए aims and objectives क्या हैं, तो आप highlight कर सकते हैं that it promote responsible development of the use of artificial intelligence, right? Even it called for the ethical concern of the AI technology. And just to remind you, अगर खास करके AI की बात करें, जनरल स्टडीज पेपर 4 ethics के पेपर में आपसे इसके बारे में भी सवाल पूछे जा सकते हैं. So make sure you are ready with the detailed part of the AI and misuse which is ongoing. Ensure the safety and security of the AI system. Encourage inclusiveness and diversity in the AI development. Foster innovations in AI research and development. Address the data governance and issues related to AI and support the use of AI technology for social and economic progress. So these are the entire area, the broad spectrum upon which the GAPI actually work. Now, अगर बात करें regulations की with the terms of AI की, कौन कौन से ऐसे countries हैं global level पे किस तरह की AI की regulations की गई है, you have come across the news where European Union has specifically come up a detailed safeguard. उन्होंने specifically कहा है कि एक facial, they also include with the part of facial recognitions how things can be taken into consideration. An entire sort of security that is needed has been passed with the EU. और यूके ने भी एआई सेफ्टी समिट की थी जहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट कंट्रीज लाइक यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, चाइना, जापान were part of it, and even India participated to tackle the menaces of the AI. Both other than that, United States ने भी exclusively एक safeguard threat for AI के लिए भी release किए. They have a draft data where they are actually looking to control the part, और companies को भी इवेलुएट करने की बात कही है जहाँ पे AI bots such as ChatGPT और Google Bots को भी regulations पे ही काम करने पड़ेंगे if they are operating in a specific country like United States. Now, moving ahead with the other news, Rajya Sabha passes bill for the appointment of chief election commissioners and the election commissioners. So this bill was passed, which actually called for the appointment, conditions and service and term of office for these commissioners. A controversy was emerged because of the selections committee. I'll tell you detail of that in a while. Now, key features की अगर बात करें, ये बिल रेगुलेट करती है specifically for the appointment of the election commissioners, the chief election commissioners and the election commissioners. So chief election commissioner and the election commissioners. So these are the two important entities. They are actually the part of the main body and functionality of the election commissions. ये बिल incorporate करती है कुछ key recommendations की, such as the part with the Supreme Court judgment, even upgrading the committee for inserting the new clauses to protect the court cases discharging the official duties. तो इलेक्शन कमीशंस में एक्चुअल में एक इलेक्शन कमीशन होते हैं, चीफ इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स होते हैं, उसके बाद और सारे इलेक्शन कमिश्नर्स होते हैं which actually work in a close coordination. Now, other thing that is important in this particular bill is about the selection committee, और यहाँ पे ही सारी controversy emerge हुई है. The selection committee actually comprises of the Prime Minister of India will act as a chairperson. Then we have LOP, that is a leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha as a member, and a union cabinet member nominated by the Prime Minister himself. Earlier, CGI, that is the Chief Justice of India from the Supreme Court of India, was the part of the panel, but he has been exempted and not allowed to be a member of a selection committee. Now, अगर आप देखें इस कमेटी के, this is a 3-member committee where 2:1 is the ratio. ये दो जो लोग हैं वो एक्चुअल में जो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है उनके तरफ से होंगे और एक सिर्फ अपोजिशन की होगी. तो यहाँ पे वीटो पावर जो है ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, I mean, the part of prerogative will come from the central government. So this is a controversy that ultimately there is no sense of having a leader of opposition because he will have no stand. अगर leader of opposition किसी चीज में veto करते, withdraw करते हैं, तो जो cabinet minister he will be definitely aligning with the part of prime minister advice. तो कहीं ना कहीं वो prime minister को ही support करेंगे. ये controversy है. 2:1 की ये game है where definitely the opposition, the LOP will have no stand to clear, right? So this is what is a controversy. And if the leader of opposition, the Lok Sabha is not recognized, जो leader होंगे single largest party के will be taken into consideration for this particular role. Now, the detail of this part is actually here. If you want to revise quickly, you can either take this screenshot. आप यहाँ से सारी चीजें check कर सकते हैं. And even you can take the details, whatever I have discussed for a revision purposes. Now moving ahead with other bill news, that is bill for the women quota in JNK and Puducherry. Lok Sabha has passed Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Second Amendment Bill, and apart from this, Union Territory Amendment Bill was passed, which is specifically in the case of Puducherry. So what is this all about? The Lok Sabha has actually come up with the Provisions Amendment to 106, which grant 33% reservations for the women in Lok Sabha and state assemblies, specifically for Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir. Right? ये bill introduced की गई थी by the Minister of State for Home. 33% reservations की बात की गई है for the women, and the move is actually making the पैसेज जहाँ पे इस इम्प्लीमेंटेशंस के बाद लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबलीज में, एम्प्लॉयमेंट सेक्टर में और प्रोफेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में भी विमेन के पार्टिसिपेशंस को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बढ़ाई जाएगी. एंड आई पर्सनली फील इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर कंट्री लाइक इंडिया वेयर वी आर गिविंग adequate representations to the women, be it for every sector, whether it is legislative, employment, defense, professional sector, judiciary. These are the sectors where definitely women presence is a mandate, and this should be done at any cost. Now, provisions की अगर बात करें, Puducherry that has made a gender budgeting for 2023 and 24, and there have been a budget allocations. If you are able to recall the number, it's well and good. If not, कोई ज़रूरी नहीं है आपको number याद हो. They have added 33% of the reservations for the women in specifically in the police services, fire services, and local bodies. This is again a very important and a good gestures coming from the government. The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill actually provide for the reservation for the women in UT. उसके अलावे कुछ और चीज़ों में भी इनको reservations दी जाएगी, like educational sector and employment. Now moving ahead with other news, that is the Food and Agriculture Organization reports on the food and nutrition. Specifically, they highlight that where close to 74% of Indian were unable to get with the healthy diet. जो healthy diets की अगर बात करें, वो 74% Indian were not actually able to access, और ये data 2020 के मुताबिक 76.2% की थी. Now क्या findings है FAO की? They have said that the Sustainable Development Goal and the World Health Assemblies की जो numbers हैं, जो targets हैं, we have not met. And it is said that during pandemic, F5 crisis was there. This called for food, पहली food की crisis थी, then feed crisis, fuel crisis, fertilizer crisis, and finance crisis was actually there in the Asia Pacific. So if you're writing in mains, you can even highlight this 5 Fs, right? According to the report, the rising food cost does not match the rising income. अगर बात करें परचेजिंग पावर पैरिटी की, वो काफ़ी कम थी, जिस वजह से लोगों ने अपने हेल्दी डाइट से कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ किया, एंड दिस नंबर इज क्लोज टू 74%. Now, neighboring countries के अगर डेटा देखें, पाकिस्तान is with a figure of 82.2%, and even currently in Pakistan the situation is worse. The inflation is at the highest side. People are unable to get 3-day meal a day, right? Bangladesh की जो numbers है, that is 66.1, is pretty low than India, so they're performing well compared to India. And Asia Pacific region में half of the world with a severe food insecurity, and more than women than men being for the food insecure. अगर बात करें FAO के रिपोर्ट के मुताबिक they have seen that 16.6% of the population are actually undernourished, and prevalence rate of stunning, wasting and overweight is like under 5 year of age. और कई ऐसे पेशेंट हैं जो एनेमिक है, स्पेशली वुमेन इन देयर रिप्रोडक्टिव एज, एंड दिस मार्क्स द वर्ल्ड हेल्थ असेंबली ऑफ द ग्लोबल न्यूट्रिशन टारगेट. स्पेसिफिकली अनेमिया को लेकर के गवर्नमेंट ने भी अनेमिया मुक्त प्रोग्राम इंडिया में लाया है, which is actually working in a fine progress, but globally these things are need to be taken into considerations. Now moving ahead with the editorial for the day that talks about the patent exclusion. Madras High Court shows the way. We'll see the judgment of the Madras High Court, though important rulings हैं, and how this will help you. Specifically in the mains examination, there can be a direct question regarding this. Now, agar patent, what we'll be looking? First, we'll be looking into the background, then we'll see the judgment, the need for the bright line rule, and the conclusion part. Now, अगर फार्मास्यूटिकल सेक्टर्स के डोमेन में बात करें, एक क्लियर बाउंड्री की जरूरत होती है व्हेन इट कम्स टू पेटेंट प्रोटेक्शन. देयर आर सर्टेन सेट ऑफ रूल्स व्हिच एक्चुअली नीड टू बी अधर्ड व्हेन इट कम्स टू द पेटेंट, एंड क्लैरिटी इंश्योर दैट जो स्टेक होल्डर्स हैं वो अपने सारे पेटेंट की जो ज़रूरतें हैं उनको पूरा करें. द इनोवेशंस, द एक्सेसिबिलिटी ऑफ द मेडिसिन, देयर आर अदर शॉर्टलिस्ट चेकलिस्ट व्हिच इज देयर टू गेट अ पेटेंट डन. The clarity in defining the scope of patent protections is particularly crucial, specifically concerning the exclusion outlined in the Section 3. Section 3 Patent Act में बहुत सारी चीजें inclusion और exclusions की बातें की गई है, which is under the regulation where the patent has been provided. This provision contains certain filters that every intervention must pass to be a patentable, right? तो ये आपको Section 3 of Patent Act, if you're highlighting specifically means, तो ये आप जरूर लिखें. Now, judgment की अगर बात करें, in the backdrop of the recent two judgment from the Justice Senthil Kumar Ramatmutri, they have actually come up with the Madras High Court, and these are notable. पहली जो judgment है, that is first from the Novozymes versus Assistant Controller of Patent and Design, and this was with regards to Section 3 that exclude the protection of compositions, the amount to the mere aggregations in their component, right? Plant-based products या फिर कुछ ऐसे patented parts हैं, वहाँ पे इसकी exclusions की जाती है. The court held that the Section 3E does not exclude the scope of protections aggregates with the already known. So right, तो ये certain parts हैं जहाँ पे कोर्ट ने इस चीज को recognize किया कि does not exclude from the scope of protections as an aggregates that has already been known. जो पहले known है उसको कहीं ना कहीं exclude करती है, right? Therefore, it means that if an ingredient is independently satisfying the requirement to grant to be patented, irrespective of inclusions in the composition under Section A, it would be eligible for the patent, right? So this shows the way that any other innovations, because greening of patent के बाद आपने सुनी होगी ever greening के बाद, so उस चीज से अलग भी judgment आई है हाई कोर्ट की. Now, in the second case with the Hong Kong and the Shanghai University versus Assistant Controller of Patent, at this Section 3I, this is the another section which the court has clarified exclusion of the intervention related to the human animal treated process, right? इस judgment में exclude की गई है that isn't limited to the in vivo or invasive diagnosis, where extend to the process directly related to the disease diagnosis. अगर disease diagnosis में vivo or invasive diagnosis है, so this will call for, exclusion isn't limited. And the court has processed that a standard of examination claim within the competent specific to determine the patent eligibility. In that case, the patent eligibility has to be there, whether it should be exclusions or it shouldn't be with a limited part. So these are the way in the two judgment that court has actually made a considerations. The need for bright lining, अगर बात करें substantial cost for the pharmaceutical research, ये देखा गया it is imperative to avoid the overly broad monopolies, specifically concentrated bright light ruling. It is important to give the complete clarity on the part of the patent, right? And the ruling called for Indian Patent Office to simplify the rule. Either it is a patent rule under section 3 के अंदर हो, या फिर उसके अलावे जो sections provide किए गए subsections उसके बारे में भी clarity होनी चाहिए. The judgment of the patent boundaries of the inventor clarity with the civil society group and opposing the patents part. Now to conclude the fact, the current complex patent prosecutions lacks the certain part of innovation and hinder the part of innovation, and even the clarity which is needed is not there. It's a matter that pertain to pharmaceutical and the medical patent. Court needs to take a conscious of the competent interesting and play finding out the robust balance point. Now, the bright ruling is to mitigate the challenge for innovations, and pharmaceutical companies must balance the potential issues with the existing statutory safeguard. So, this is how the patent office in India, the regulation need to be devised out in the conditions where innovation, अगर specifically बात करें innovations की, ये किसी भी तरह से impact ना हो. Now moving ahead with the answer discussion for the yesterday questions. For first question, the correct option is B. यहाँ पे option 1 correct है और options बाकी के options incorrect है. So check out what you have marked as a correct option. Now for question number 2, correct option is D. इसमें से कोई से भी options correct नहीं है. So check out what you have marked. This become important because this bill was recently passed in the parliament. Today's MCQ for practice. The first question is about dolphin. The pink dolphin Boto is named after the Amazon River. The Gangetic dolphin is the largest, and the Indus River dolphin has declined significantly in the recent year. Now, the second question of the day is about the National Mineral Development Corporation. The government has owned enterprises of the Ministry of Mines, India's largest iron ore producer. So check out for the correct option, and even you can write your answer in the comment section down below by just writing the question number followed by the correct option, and you can participate in the question answer series. So do check it out, participate. Your participation will definitely give you a help in the part of the preparation, and it will also motivate us to come up with the good quality questions for you. So this was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis questions, daily news and the MCQs question of the day. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying connected.